So, Crystal, tell me about you for people who don't know you yet.
Oh, wow. Okay. I am Crystal Lee. I'm the owner, creator, and designer for the brand CR Lee. I am based in Denver, Colorado. I specialize in women's ready to wear. Some people want to say like streetwear. It's not. It doesn't have a name just yet. So,
Good. So, we're going to start the 12 questions, the 1 dozen questions. I'll start and then we'll just alternate the questions.
sure.
So, what is something you wish you knew or someone told you before starting your own business?
Oh gosh. There's a lot of things. I think I wish someone would have told me how much it's going to continue to evolve as I'm building it. Like it's like I just learn something new every week, every day, and that I'm not going to really know what I need until it's that moment that I absolutely need it.
Yeah.
Has the pandemic changed your design process?
I think it totally did, like just because we usually design on seasons, but now I'm like, do we need a season collection? Uh, Especially like people who like travel or usually travels all year round. It's always summer somewhere. So like, if you want to be a summer brand, you could be a summer brand all year long, and people will like. So I think it's definitely like make me think of changing my own calendar or like as other brands too are like changing the calendar. So definitely, yeah.
Sure, totally.
So, how do you keep up with the highs and lows of the industry? Like usually, like you do a fashion show, you get like so much high energy from it, but then like it takes a while for sales to kick in. So like you kind of get a low period. So how do you keep up with that?
Honestly, like I know people usually say that where they're like, "Oh, my followers or my customers." I have a really active customer base who reach out to me just on a personal level all the time and just kind of really send words of encouragement or kind of give me feedback on the things that they're loving or the things that they're not so much. Having that open dialogue with my customer base and my friends and followers is really cool because it does feel like a constant evolution. And I never really have a complete downtime.
Good. That's good. It's always good to just keep busy and going. Yeah.
How can the fashion industry support their creatives of color at this time?
I think it really got to start from, I mean, a lot of people would say management, but like people at the lower level have the like should I think open their voice too. When I was at the bigger brands, I would always like voice my opinion, whether some people wanted to hear it or not. But and a lot of times like it would contribute, just because you're not at a level that's making the decision that you shouldn't speak up. So I think like at any level or whoever you are, you should just speak up and the change will happen as the brand grows.
Totally agree.
So if you could design a custom dress for the Oscars, who would it be and why?
Oh, you already know it'd be my girl Beyonce for sure. But let's see. For the Oscars, honestly, I would absolutely love to dress Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, she's right up there as like absolute top of the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So call me Charlize. Um, let's see. Oh, it kind of goes into my same question. If you could only do one or the other, would you rather design a custom bag for Michelle Obama or personally train
Ooh. I would say personally train her because then I'll get to interact with her more because I feel like she had so much to offer. Although like it would be great to have her wear my bag, but like I'd rather have a personal connection with her than just like like giving her a product.
her? Sure, sure. Those arms are a responsibility, though. Iconic arms.
If you were to work for a designer, who would it be and why? Like if you were not doing what you were doing now.
Sure. Honestly, it would be Kimora Lee Simmons. I know how weird this sounds to say, but the baby fat whole brand was like inspiration to me like when I was younger. And I just love how she's always been on brand and same thing with just diversity within her brand ethos and everything she believes in. Plus, I think it would just be really fun to kind of take that over and modernize it. I know she's doing some things now, but I would love to like go on and kind of interject a little CR Lee into baby fat.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. What was the first bag you ever designed?
Well, the first bag, it was a version of the lunchbox actually. It was when I was in college. That was my senior project. It was not what what it is now, but it was a version of that. So I think it's still like evolved in my career. So like that's something I'm really like happy about.
Which I get so many compliments on mine all the time. Like I have one, by the way, guys, and it is amazing. So
Thank you.
glad you did that.
How has social issues such as like the Black Lives Matter movement change or contribute to your business model? Like I know you usually like to bring your crew whenever you travel. So did that change or improve your business model?
You know, I think it's just really added to it because again, you know, just as a brand, like this hasn't been like, right now you see a lot of things changing in fashion, from body inclusivity now to more focus on women and people of color in the industry, you know, finally being seen and getting opportunities. And that's just always been something that I believed in from day one when I started doing this. So it really hasn't so much changed it in the fact that I have to think in a different way. I think what it's done is it's given my brand more recognition, and people really, you know, buying into my brand story and really wanting to know more about it. And, you know, looking back on some of the stuff that I've done, they've just been really like complimentary of like, wow, we didn't even know this was here. So it's been really cool to be discovered in a new way.
And it shows like through the social feed too. Like if somebody wanted to look back, or what were they doing a year ago, it's just like, oh, now it's new, you know? I feel it's like we have the receipts for it, as some people would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, CR Lee has been doing body inclusivity, and you know, years ago, like I fought to have like women of different body types and also women of color as my models, which I'll be honest was really not that easy when you're a new designer, because you don't really have the resume to really kind of push for that. But now it's become really a lot easier for me to make those demands.
Yeah.
So thankful for that. When are we linking up for another collaboration?
Oh my God, I've been dying to do more collaborations. I feel like we're just gonna like brainstorm about it and do it, you know, 2021.
I know getting our schedules together this past like year and stuff has been nuts, but I definitely would love to, for sure.
Totally. Okay, last question for me. How has the pandemic changed your relationship with your son, like homeschooling and being an entrepreneur, which it's like, that's like your full-time job at once, right?
Yes. But I will, full disclosure, so my son goes to like a homeschool. It's like a really private homeschool setting. And he's gone to her since like 9 months. And so she was able to actually, since it is privatized and just like 2 other kids, I've had her the whole time. I will be completely honest and say I have not been the mom that's trying to like teach on the side and run a whole fashion business. But I will say, what it has done is it's obviously changed, like weekends are completely different. You know, I'm really big on our work-life balance. So even like in the evenings and things like that, things are still just as hectic and crazy. You know, with Black Lives Matter right now, my son being a biracial Black male, he's very aware and he sees the things, and the questions have been a lot harder, and you know, just trying to find things for him to make it make sense for him, that's been hard, which kind of bleeds into like my creativity, you know, because it's kind of like, I got to go from answering these tough questions to making a jumpsuit. So yeah.
Good.
So shout out to my sitter daycare, because she's amazing. She has like a whole curriculum and everything. So my son's reading, he's on track. She gets all the credit. And my last question is, what do you hope the Jeff Wan brand legacy will be in 10 years?
I think definitely the legacy would be like offering a sharp price point for the lunchbox, because I think it's a well-made product, well-designed, the right material. So keeping it affordable for people just to like carry, like good fashion, and not having to like force like retailers to like compete with a cheaper design. So I think offering a competitive price point in the future would still be one of mine.
Which I think it's so affordable for the quality and the uniqueness and design. It's amazing.
So that was the 1 dozen questions. Thank you so much for participating this week, Crystal, and we'll be in touch.
Absolutely. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.